We've got David in Leesville.
Hi, how you doing, Matt?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I was on a chat room, and I was debating with an apologist one day, and he had brought up morality, and he was saying that if morality doesn't come from an objective source like God, then there would have to be an instance where something like rape would be good. And I took an evolutionary approach to explain it, but I was wondering what response that Aaron would give to that.
Well, if you're talking about the evolution of morality, I've already got a series of videos on that in my upload section. I recently went to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, to give the keynote speech on the Darwin Day celebration, hosted by the Florida Atheists and Secular Humanists and the Center for Free Inquiry and the James Randi Educational Foundation. It was a good trip, and I want to thank all of them while I'm here. As I don't know any other way to summarize what was about a 45-minute speech for the question, because I think it would be a very long answer otherwise. I would encourage you to look up those videos.
All right.
The shortest version I can get, just to the quick thing that you had about without an absolute morality, what's the basis for condemning bad things like rape? Because I think they're wrong. Just set aside everybody else. Me, on my own, I think they're wrong. And what's more, I think that I can demonstrate that you also think that they're wrong. And you can get into how you're going to go about demonstrating harm, etc. But ultimately, not only do I not need any external dictate about what is right and wrong, I don't care if there is one. You can dictate to me all day long what you think is wrong. It's not going to be right or wrong for me. And when we understand that we may have different views about this, that's what promotes the discussion to figuring out what views we should have among all of us.
Does the particular act that you're talking about legitimately involve a victim? Because I think that would be a simple answer. If we're trying to determine whether it's wrong, does it victimize someone? Does it, as he said, harm someone?
Yeah, when a theist, Christian in particular, is where this comes from quite often, says, if there is no divine moral authority, then you can't say that rape is wrong. I look at them befuddled. Seriously.
No, I look at them befuddled because the Bible promotes this. I mean, these are the same people that go on about abortion. I mean, have you read Numbers 5? The Bible promotes abortion, and not just the Bible. There's a number of peripheral laws or books of Jewish law, like the Talmud, for example, that go into specific detail on how to perform a partial birth abortion, for example. The Bible has many examples of where it admonishes rape and as we said before, slavery, and the rape and slavery of children in one instance, depending on your interpretation. So when these people talk about their absolute moral code and they say it's the Bible, well, I find that a little abhorrent.
Yeah, and my big thing is that if you need an external moral source to tell you that rape, for example, is wrong, you got bigger problems than sitting around contemplating where morality comes from.
And as I said earlier in the show, almost all of the rapists in prison, statistically at least, believed in God before they committed their crime.
Yeah. So that's about the best we're going to do, David. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye. We have Justin in Montreal.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hey, so I just had a little question to ask you guys. Oh, I got that echo. I was watching Fox News a long time ago, and I was kind of frightened when I was seeing some protesters talking about Proposition 8 back when that was going down. And it was really frightening because they weren't just angry people. They were just nice elderly couple. They were happy. They were very happy about what they were doing. And I just thought that they had a very twisted view of things. That the worldview had been really skewed by what they were told by whoever. And I was wondering what you guys thought about the potential for faith to do harm just by changing the way people perceive things.
I know from other things I've seen on this show that Matt has a similar perspective in that we both know people who, in most senses, would be good, upright, decent people who believe that they are being good and moral and upright and decent. And when you try to get them to understand how it is that casting laws against a whole demographic of people is infringing on their rights and is therefore wrong, as we mentioned before, whether there's a victim or not, they can't conflict one belief in favor of the reality of that situation. They simply can't do it. And it's difficult when you love and care about somebody and you see them in this position. It's hard to press the point to get them to understand when they believe what they believe, because it's been so ingrained into them that they don't know how to question that anymore.
Yeah, I can't personally think of anything other than religion and things that perhaps might qualify as a religion in the same sense that could get a parent to actually despise their child. That's the kind of, it doesn't happen in every case.
And here's
some
another
people
thing.
manage to escape. But if you're ever going to convince a parent to hate their own child, you need something like religion.
Yes, and of course, we have people like the American Family Association, people who promote biblical morality, right? And they're centered on the family. They often do this. However, looking at the Bible again, we have Jesus saying that he's going to divide husbands from wives, and he's going to divide children from parents, and that you need to be ready to tear apart from all of your relationships in favor of him. So again, it's like the moral high ground thing. I don't see it when it comes from the Bible. It seems just a contradiction. It isn't really there.
Justin, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I had to put you on hold
Thanks.
because of the echo, but thanks.
Yeah, that's no problem. Yeah, it reminds me exactly of a quote from Christopher Hitchens. I can't remember exactly how it goes, but it's pretty much that it takes religion to make a good man do something bad, but not the other way around.
And that might actually
But to
be
make a good
Weinstein.
man do bad things requires religion.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
there's a quote
exactly.
from Weinberg that's like that too, where without religion, good people will do good things, and bad people will do bad things, etc.
And if you believe absurdities, you will commit atrocities.
And that's Voltaire.
Yeah, that's the main point, I think, that you can make people believe the worst things, and it's Voltaire right up.
Yep.
Well, thank you, guys.
Thanks. One of the things that I've done a few times is for people who want to call the Bible the good book or talk about how wonderful their Bible is okay, you think it's a good book and you think it has valuable information in it from a God that everybody should know, then please sit me down in a room with your child and allow me to read them stories of my choosing from your book. Nobody takes me up on it. And it's a good thing because I would have to decline because I care more about their kids and have more respect for their kids than they do. I would never put them in that position. It's strictly there to make a point. I have no interest in doing it. The fact that nobody's taking me up on it tells me that either nobody's heard it, maybe you haven't heard my little offer, but I think most of them realize that there are things in there that just aren't that good. What they need to start realizing is that it's not that there are things in there that just aren't that good. There's not many things in there that are good.
Yeah, and when people talk about the Bible being a moral guide, there are so many hypothetical situations I can show wherein if the Bible indicates anything at all, it is absolutely the wrong answer according to every social standard or law we have in this country.